everybody, and welcome to Taggart Stadium in Newcastle. Tonight, the Highlands Golden Rams on the road, Northwest State action against the Hurricanes of Newcastle in a big game where playoff possibilities still abound. Along with the Dean, Mike Choma, Chandler Timmons outside. This is Mike Pavlik greeting you from Taggart. Dean, on a chilly night, chance of some showers, but there should be a fast track here to start.
Mike, I was on the field before the game. It is the same turf they've had for years. If you look at midfield, Mike, look at the patching they put in there. So the turf monster may get a few here this evening.
Well, let's talk about playoff scenarios. We'll do it this way. For Highlands, must win by at least 5 points, preferably 6, because the 5 points leaves them in a tie with Knock, and that's not going to be good. 6 points, preferably. 10 is the best they can do. Anything 10 or more, you get 10 points in the plus minus. That's what they need to do. They need that to happen, and they also tonight need Montour to beat Beaver. On the other side, Newcastle must beat Highlands by at least 3, and they are the other way. They need Beaver to beat Montour.
Mike, we're a cat on our 9th life, to put it simply, and we need to finally do something about it ourselves. And unfortunately, you said we also have to get help. So again, we put ourselves in a situation. We got to work our way out starting tonight.
Well, and tonight we're going to do it without our kicker, J.C. Bowser, our 2-year starter who's made 57 extra points over the last 2 years and 2 field goals. She hurt herself in soccer the other night. We're without a kicker.
Yeah, Mike, the last game against Borough, if they win, they're in the playoffs. It was 1-1 when she got a lower leg injury. She went out. The team fell 4-1. And again, we're going to really miss her here tonight. We had open auditions on Wednesday. Our winner was Brock White, a freshman. And again, I say let's go for 2 tonight.
Well, they're going to need points, and both teams are in the same boat, not only needing to win. Highlands is getting the ball here. Not only needing to win, but needing to win by amounts. Well, field position has been a problem for Highlands this year. I went back and did some numbers. Last week, South Fayette started in Highlands territory as an average. You can't do that. This season, opponents average starting on the Highlands 44. Only 1% of the time do opponents start inside the 20-yard line against Highlands.
And that's bad field position, Mike. And you know the thing is, when you're on the road, special teams are so important. The other thing we have to look at, Mike, is penalties. Penalties have killed us all year. We're averaging 75 yards a game. That's almost a football field in penalties we're giving up.
And many of those on special teams.
Yes, we've got to clean both those areas up tonight here to have a chance. As I said, this is our last gasp. We got to do it here tonight.
All right, Joe Lucchino and his son Joseph proudly welcome you to the Lucchino Insurance and Financial Group. Serving the AK Valley for decades, the Lucchinos are a broad-based financial advisory firm with a wide range of opportunities for both you and your business. The healthcare industry is ever-changing, so it's vital you understand your options. Sit down with the Lucchinos today and review your plan with an independent agent who has only your best interests in mind. Joe and Joe always know. They're located at 2318 Freeport Road next to the Donut Connection. Or call today at 724-224-8908 or 724-905-7583. Why wait? Let Lucchino Insurance and Financial put you on the road to financial stability today.
Gabe Booker back to get the punt along with Noah Gillette.
Kickoff brought to you by Mason Elite Hoops at the Pittsburgh Mills Mall. Individualized basketball training for 3rd graders all the way up through varsity and beyond. So remember to get in touch with Micah and his crew. Micah Mason 22 on Instagram.
Braden Cartwright into kickoff. Then onside kick last week.
Twice, the first 2 kicks.
This one goes to Booker.
At the 12, it's Booker, and here he comes up over the 20. 25, and he'll be brought down as he gets over the 30-yard line. So the Rams will start at their 31, at their 30. Their average starting field position on the season is their own 32.
All right, Mike, and let's take a look at the offense. Brought to you by Dan Timmons Paving, starting lineup for the Golden Rams. We will feature our senior quarterback, number 14, Seth Cohen. His running back is 44, Cameron Taylor. Fullback 33, Noah Gillette. The wideouts are 26, Johnny Christ, 10, DJ Loveland, 2, Caleb Radishek, and we'll see Gabe Booker in there too. We'll get to the offensive line after this play. Brandon Jochen goes
we have flat because they had 12 men on the field.
Yep, and I don't think Brandon was supposed to be out there, Mike. That's a bad start. We talked about penalties in the pregame a minute ago, how important it is to avoid those tonight, and we start out 1st and 15. Yikes. All right, Mike. Well, the starting offensive line, we have at center, number 53, Darren Hildebrand. The guards are 59, Max Weston, and 50, Jeremiah Nelson. The tackles, 75, Daniel Timmons, 52, Joaquin Roman.
1st and 15, Highlands on their 25.
Trips to the right, and they jump, Mike, but no call.
Cohen, the quarterback. Booker is the running back. And he goes in motion. They go empty.
5 wides now.
Cohen is back. He looks. Throws it to the far side of the field. On a button hook, it's Booker. Came back to get it. Gets up to the 25-yard line. Brought down over there by 43. That's Devin Sams. It's a short gain for Highlands. They get the penalty yardage back.
Newcastle comes out tonight in a 4-3-4 defense. You mentioned Don lineman 52, Logan Gibson. Defensive tackle 50, Richard Anderson. 72, Lucas Powell's the other defensive tackle. And 51, Rocco Robinson, the other defensive end. Linebackers after this play. That time they did move, Mike.
They did. Actually, there was no gain on that first one.
That was number 34, inside linebacker Markel Talley. Number 5, outside linebacker Payne Prowell. And 33, the other outside linebacker Gavin Joyce. Corners are number 10, Dante Burnett. 27, Trent Kimbrough. Safeties number 4, Donovan Cochran, and number 2, Demetrius McKnight.
So now it is 2nd and 10, and the pass is complete. Boy, I think Jochum caught it, came up and got a yard to the 31. Deshaun Hawley was wide open, about 5 yards behind him, and had all kinds of field. I wonder who that pass was intended for.
Good question. And now we face a 3rd and 10. Wanted to get the ball first, Mike, to put a score on the board. Unfortunately, 3rd and 10 we're facing early on here.
Cohen 2 for 2, 1 yard.
Look at Mike. They called timeout because guess what? They didn't have anybody covering. We had 3 on 4 over here.
No, that's a good thing. Joe Coward in his 7th season calls the timeout. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Dan Timmons Painting. For all your commercial and industrial painting needs, Dan Timmons Painting, they got you covered. You can call Dan at Trona Heights, 724-224-2851. Since 1979, to beautify and protect, they got you covered.
Last week in conference, Mike, the big one that hurt us, Knock beat Newcastle 24-21, and Montour beat Ambridge 37-7. Non-conference action, 2 big wins for us. Beaver beat Quaker Valley 47-14. Blackhawk 50, Indiana 7.
Blackhawk has had a tremendous season. Their only loss coming against South Fayette, and they are in the playoffs. Blackhawk and South Fayette have clinched. The winner of the Montour Beaver game tonight also clinches.
That's the big one we have to keep our eye on, and you got the Twitter sphere going on that, correct?
Keep an eye on that as the evening goes along. 3rd down and 9. Highlands on their 31-yard line. Again, empty set. Seth Cohen, the senior quarterback. He's back. He looks. He's going to fire it deep, and it's going to be intercepted at the 48-yard line. Firing down through there is Trent Kimbrough down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds. And again, Newcastle will start inside the Highlands 20. It's exactly what we've talked about.
Well, Mike, sometimes you say, well, that's as good as a punt. That's not as good as a punt. They returned one last week, 95 yards for a touchdown, and that's their quarterback we'll be talking about here in a minute, Demetrius McKnight. He's a triple threat, Mike. He runs the ball well. He's only played 3 games. He averaged 8.22 per carry. He'll be their quarterback number 2. The running back number 3, Josh Thomason. He has 415 yards on the ground. Mike, they don't pass much. Only 446 yards passing, 1,184 rushing, and we know we've had trouble controlling the rush all year.
And they only average 14.5 a game, and you give them the ball at the 18-yard line.
That is not good.
And the give is to Thomason. Thomason wades his way through there and slices and dices his way down to the Highlands 11-yard line. Good run for Thomason, their leading rusher.
Cameron Taylor, Max Weston, and Noah Gillette in on a stop, but again, good pickup on 1st down.
Just outside the 11-yard line. 2nd down and 3 for Newcastle. Driving here on their opening possession, wearing the all-black with the red helmets. Kimbrough, the quarterback. No more hookers here. This is Sams on an inside give. Tries to get outside to the left. Christ chasing him down. Can't get him. He's going to have a 1st down inside the 5.
Ball goes out of bounds, Mike, but he was
driven out of bounds by Deshaun Hawley.
Already driven out of bounds. Hawley pushed him out.
They're going to mark him at the 4. It's another 7-yard pickup by Devin Sams, and it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal for Newcastle.
They run 3 wides, Mike, but they don't do much. Number 4 is Donovan Crockett. 10 is Dante Burnett. 27 is Trent Kimbrough, and they come to the line quickly here.
Kimbrough is McKnight is 2.
Max
and
Weston
they got him as Weston is in there with Gillette. McKnight tried to keep it, tried to cut it up in there, and they get him for a loss. They're going to mark him at the 5-yard line.
Noah Gillette and Max Weston.
Noah and Max get the sack. What are they going to do here, Mike?
And Dean, the sacks have gone up here the last couple weeks. The defensive line and the linebackers have gotten way more pressure since they moved Johnny to that hybrid position, that old Dolphins 53 defense. Really, the Rams running a 26 defense, and that's kind of what they've gotten out of that. And the sacks have increased. More pressure on the passer. 2nd and goal at the 5. McKnight going to give it to Thomason. Thomason's hitting the backfield, breaks a tackle, gets his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Newcastle.
Their leading rusher, Josh Thomason, Mike, and he puts the first points on the board, and they're important because remember, we came in here, I will just say it, we were trailing 6-0 if you want to look at what we need to make the playoffs. So even though it's 6 on the board, it's 12 in reality to us.
So Thomason runs it in from 5 yards out. And a lot of reaching by the Highlands defense there. We've seen that a lot. Cartwright's the kicker. Thomason, the man who scored the touchdown, is the holder. The snap, the ball's on the tee, and Cartwright's kick is on its way. And it is good. And every point, as we mentioned, both sides is important tonight because of what's going on as far as playoff possibilities.
They're up 7-0, Mike, and gives us a chance to talk about Highland Tire. There's no better time than right now to stop in Highland Tire. Son Ken was up there for an oil change the other day, and they rotated his tires for him. That's what they do at Highland Tire. They do it best for 26 consecutive years. Family owned and operated since '61. Highland Tires offers one of the largest and most complete inventories of tires in the Pittsburgh area. If you don't see it, ask for it. They'll get it. Visit HighlandTire.com or give them a call in Trenton at 724-224-9222. In the Toronto Heights at 724-224-7900 or Highland Integrity Alignment at 724-224-5900. Highland Tire, service, integrity, price, they deliver. We have to deliver now, Mike.
Well, Newcastle gets off to the start that they wanted.
Yep, we got the ball, never picked up a first down, gave it right back to them. In fact, gave it to them in great field position. They march it in, they lead here 7-0. Taggart Stadium is a tough place to play, Mike. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Historic Taggart Stadium. Jaron Steele's here from the Valley. The first thing he said when he sat down is, how old is this place?
Gillette going to take it at the 10.
Out over the 15, 20. Outside the left hole. Gets to the 30.
Still going, Mike.
He's tough to bring down. Noah Gillette all the way up to the 35-yard line.
How tough is it to play here, Mike? This has been voted the 5th toughest place to play in WPL history. If you go to TribLive.com, George Guido and the guys have been putting the top 7. They've had quarterbacks, wide receivers, all the different positions, plus coaches. Now they're on the stadiums, and they're saying this is number 5 on the list.
First down, Highlands on their 35-yard line.
And if we can ever get it past midfield, Mike, we'll apologize for the post that's going to be in our way.
It's like Tiger Stadium.
Yep. A girder, right?
Yes. And this is Taylor, and they got him for a loss back behind the line of scrimmage. And Taylor is hit. They're going to mark him at the 31-yard line. It's a 4-yard loss.
Once again, Mike, 2nd and long, as it was the first time we had the ball. Didn't even get a chance to introduce the offense last time. We got the line.
2nd and 14. Cohen is back. Throws it off the fingertips and intercepted again. And it's same man. 27, Trent Kimbrough. He's all the way for a Newcastle touchdown. Kimbrough's 2nd interception. This one a pick 6. He takes it back. 40 yards for a touchdown. And Newcastle has jumped out to a fast, commanding lead.
And those are the fireworks, Coach. Well, if we could have written a worse start, I couldn't have thought of something any worse than this, Mike.
No, not at all.
Yep. 90-minute bus ride up. It's always tough. You want to come out, get some momentum going, but the Golden Rams kind of flat here, Mike, as they trail 12, make it 13-0. Cartwright on to kick the extra point.
Ball's on the tee. The kick is on its way, and that one is good. At 8:05 left, first quarter, they scored twice in 54 seconds. Trent Kimbrough with approximately 40 yards is what we had it at. And it's 14-0 Newcastle here early on, and just the kind of start that Joe Coward had to have.
Yeah, Mike, we said how important it was tonight to win. It's the only thing we can do. Mentioned Montour at Beaver and the importance there. South Fayette's at Ambridge tonight, non-conference. Here's an interesting one for you, Mike. Blackhawk at Beaver Falls.
Non-conference there, too.
Yep, and Trinity at Knock. By the way, the birdie picked us to win 34-28. We've given Newcastle half of that 28 so far. We got to get going ourselves.
That's for sure. Well, the Rams will get the kickoff here.
By the way, that 34-28, if you think that sounds high, the Golden Rams, when they were on their 2-game win streak, averaged 48 points a game. On our recent 2-game losing streak, we've given about 51 points a game. So 34-28 is a little on the low side, Mike.
And remember the game last year, 48-47.
Yep.
And Highlands led that game 14-0. And Newcastle ended up coming back to win. So here's the kickoff. To the far side of the field. It's picked up down at the 6 by Booker. Finds a hole, gets a
penalty
crack.
Marker.
Flag is down, and Booker up to the 23-yard line. But the flag, we'll see what this is all about. Each team's been penalized one time so far, and the Rams trailing at 14-0 early.
And Mike, these two teams mirror each other. They both had 2-game win streaks 4 weeks ago. They're both on 2-game losing streaks.
Penalties against Highlands. Unfortunately, the main press box is across the way. Obviously, they have to turn the lights off. They have ambiance over there. And so the official is his back to us as he makes the call. It makes it very difficult to see. Blocking the back, I think. So a penalty will be against Highlands and march it back 10 yards to the 8.
Our referee is Wes Powell.
Highlands starting at their 8.
And, Mike, they returned a 95-yard interception last week.
Yeah, they did it right before the half.
Mm-hmm.
And they were down at the time. I think it might have been Kimbrough also.
Seth got a seal block.
It is, and going up the left side, up over the 20. He's going to have a first down, first one of the night for the Rams. I'll give him the 20-yard line. It's a 12-yard pickup and a Highlands first down. Demetrius McKnight picked that off, 95 yards last play of the half. That gave Newcastle a 14-13 lead.
He plays quarterback for them, Mike. He's done a nice job for them. He's only played 3 games this year.
Played in the game against Highlands a year ago. Cohen going to go deep. Johnny's down there. Leaping. He can't quite pull it in at the 50-yard line. Covered well by Demetrius McKnight. Johnny had 2 hands on it, but when he hit the ground, it popped loose.
You know, Mike, when I was looking over the starting lineup and saw McKnight in there, I thought that would be the matchup tonight. And they have put McKnight any place Johnny has gone. So it's going to be one-on-one with McKnight and Kreis.
Chilly night up here. We were last year, we were here 2 years ago. It was much warmer because we were here maybe second or third game of the year. We had an ugly end of the half up here that cost us that game.
Yeah.
Very poor clock management. Pretty much sent that game out the window. Crabbing motion by Gillette.
Oh, he moved early.
And on a follow play, this is Cohen, and he doesn't have much room this time.
Marker's down too, Mike.
He gets it up to the 21-yard line.
Yep. Timing was not there.
No, it was not. The senior Braden Cartwright, also the kicker, made the tackle, but we'll see what the penalty's about. Way in the backfield.
Remember that game, Mike? Braden Timmons, it was 4th and inches. All he had to do was fall forward. He'd been averaging 7 yards a carry, remember?
And then they decided to throw. Not only was it incomplete, they called intentional grounding, which was a terrible call.
Right.
The clock stopped. They got penalty yardage, and they ended up scoring. They got the ball back to start the second half. They scored then too, and Katie barred the door.
I think it was 10-0, Mike, wasn't it? They took the lead.
It might have been.
Yeah. It was
so I have no idea what the penalty is. The ball's at the 14.
He went early.
Okay. 2nd and 15, we'll say. The 15-yard line. The official doing a great job hiding himself behind all the players to make the call to the other side of the field. Cohen barking out the signals. He's back. He looks out of the backfield. Gillette, and it wasn't going in here. It's probably better that he dropped it. There were 2 black shirts there, and he had nowhere to go.
So Gillette throws incomplete.
So the first 6 passes, Mike, have gone for a total of 1 yard.
He completed the first 2. The last 4, well, he completed the next 2 too. Unfortunately, they were the Newcastle.
Yes.
7:18 to go, first quarter, 14-0, Red Hurricanes. Trips to the right.
Wide open streak. Look at him down here.
And now Cohen's going to have to throw it, and it's caught on a deflection on the far side of the field. Coming back to get it is Johnny Kreis at the 23-yard line. The gain of 8. It'll be 4th down.
It seems like, Mike, every time we throw the ball, Booker that time was downfield, nobody with him.
Oh, Ethan Jones in at center. On that play, I don't know if that's been the whole game or just now.
Hildebrand's in there snap for the punt.
No, that's usually Gillette. It is. It's Gillette. Here's the punt by Johnny, and it's a good one. It's going to hit and take a Highlands bounce across the 50. Now it's bouncing the wrong way. They got to get in there and get it.
Yep.
Well, you can't do. That's a bad call by the official. He's allowed to pick that up and run with it. It was not down. That is a bad call. When that ball's touched like that and just left there, the player has every right to pick that up and run with it. Highlands got a break.
But he marked it where he ran out of bounds, midfield. And again, that's terrible field position, Mike. Short porch for Newcastle.
First down, Red Hurricanes. Ball on the 50-yard line. This is starting off an awful lot like last week's game did. Now remember, they have 14 points already. They're at their average for a game. And the keeper. And this is McKnight off the left side, breaks a tackle, and gets down to the 41-yard line. Good 9-yard pickup on first down.
Gabe Booker knocked him out of bounds, but not until he picked up 9. Your favorite down, Mike?
Second 1. There's plenty you can think of for this one.
Yep. As I mentioned earlier, they don't like to put it in the air very much. They're 3-1 ground to air, yardage-wise.
Remember that game last year, 48-47. Marcus Hooker ran it 40 times for 262.
And he got hurt in the game. Remember, he wasn't in
the
end. Yep.
And they used.
He was a tough kid.
Daniel Mininock came in to play a lot of quarterback. He's still here. Second down. Give it to Thomason, and the Rams are there waiting.
Axel.
Johnny Kreis and Noah Gillette say hello and how do you do?
Ball was brought down by Noah Gillette.
He never got started that time, Mike.
3rd and 3.
Second and 1's your favorite call. 3rd and 3's a little tough.
That's a good call. Third and 3. Rams bring everyone in tight. McKnight's going to run it left. Cuts it. Going to get a first down and more. 30, 25, 20. He's going all the way for a Newcastle touchdown. 43 yards.
Keeper gets in the end zone for the Newcastle touchdown.
Demetrius McKnight, a 43-yarder on a 3rd and 3. And Newcastle has busted out to an early big lead here.
Broke the original containment, Mike. One man to stop him, broke a hand tackle, and he was gone.
Brody Cartwright on for the extra point at the post to our left. Josh Thomas in the holder. And the kick is good.
Brady Cartwright's kick attempt for the extra point is good. With
5:34 left first quarter. Newcastle 21. The Highlands Golden Rams nothing.
We have not saw the girder yet, Mike.
Yeah, maybe we have to wait till the second quarter, huh?
Well, it's another Highlands football season. Community one thing. Post game at the Anchor Inn. We got a 90-minute ride home, Mike, but we're going to be there tonight. Joe, Andy, and Dee continue that family tradition started way back in 1953. What a great year. The year I was born. My birthday's coming up. And,
it is.
If you guys do the math at home, that's 65. Welcome to Medicare. You get a great home-cooked meal without having to do the cooking. The original Anchor Burger, my favorite. Try the wings, not pieces. Those are Mike's. Also, we have a blue plate special daily, always served on a blue plate. Kitchen may stay open a little later tonight, 11 p.m. normally, but they're going to wait for us to get home. We'll be there. Stop by, say hi, don't be shy. Welcome aboard to the Anchor Inn, Freeport Road in Natrona Heights.
Now remember, next week we will have senior night. We'll have our final home game of the year. Latrobe will be in. Latrobe playing a big game tonight against Albert Gallatin, maybe for the last time.
Definitely for the last time.
Albert Gallatin's quitting. They're leaving the Whitfield, apparently.
Yep.
They voted to do so. But if Latrobe wins that game, they clinch a playoff spot at 3-6. So we'll see them next week. This is Booker at the 15, 20, head down to the 31-yard line.
And Gabe Booker's been our offense late back on kick returns. That's it. So the Golden Rams got to work. Decent field position, but again, have not got a first down yet here this evening.
No, they have not, and it's not looked good offensively so far. They won first down, Dean, on a Cohen run.
Oh, that's right. First play,
on first and 10 at the 8-yard line, right.
And that's been the extent of the offense.
So we'll start at the 31 here and see if we can get going. Trailing at 21-0. Shades of last week. Gave up 54 in the first half a week ago. Give it to Taylor. Taylor had a steam. Here he comes up over the 40, the 45, and brought down from behind at the 47. That's a first down.
Quick 17 for Gabe. And that, Mike, if you can get a shot at the Newcastle midfield there. Look at that turf there. It's just a lump of new turf there.
Booker again follows Roman and Nelson and gets some good yardage into Newcastle territory at the 46.
That's what you need to do, Mike. Put that head down.
7 more. Yeah, Ethan Jones definitely in there at the center position. So that's changed from what we've seen. Now, he played that last year.
Yes. Darren Hildebrandt not in the lineup now.
2nd and 3 for the Rams. Right in front of us. Chandler's right outside of us tonight. With 2 nice couples bracketing him in. Here's the give to Taylor. He's got another first down. Barrels his way through. Past the pole. Inside the 40 to the 36-yard line.
Well, the game plan coming in, Mike, was to pass the ball, as you saw when we had empty backfield. But down 21-0, they're going to try something different. It looks like so far the running game's been very effective.
9 more for Cam. 28 yards on 4 carries. Well, this starts by scoring once.
Yep. And stopping them, which we haven't been able to do yet.
Taylor again, going to run the same play behind Roman. Inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line.
Run until they stop it, Mike.
Max Weston, I'm sorry, I'm pulling on that play. That's who it was.
Instead of 2nd and 2.
Brought down by Petey Anderson.
Now the Girders in a way finally, Mike.
I'm good. It's to my right. Well, Seth, I can't see him. Seth keeps it. Left side. Tries to cut to the outside. 25. He's at the 20. 15, 10. Seth Cohen. Corner.
They're going to say
touchdown.
Touchdown. 28 yards. So if you can't beat him by air, beat him by land, Mike. How's that
Seth Cohen, 41 yards on 2 carries, came into this game as Highlands' leading rusher. And he and Cam have been going back and forth on that. And Seth runs it in for his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Rams march at 69 yards on 5 plays, all on the ground.
And what are they going to do here, Mike? I think they're going for 2.
They're probably going to go for 2. Again, J.C. Bowser injured in soccer earlier this week against the Borough Bucks.
Johnny Christ pointing up high, Mike.
So the Rams are going for 2.
He's got single coverage.
And they're going to run a direct snap to Loveland on the
And he's in.
off the left side, and he goes in for 2 points. Okay, so I'm sure they had all these saved up, so now they're just going to use them all tonight.
Yep, they might as well. There's nothing left to do.
So the Rams are now 2 for 2 this year on 2-point conversions, and the Newcastle lead has been cut to 21-8. It's like being Clairton or something where you always go for 2.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to see that all the time when we used to play with Jay Cap.
But not that he didn't have good kickers. A lot of times he didn't trust the snaps.
It came back to haunt him sometimes. But, Mike, we're right back in things here now. We've had a lot of blowouts lately. Both teams, WPL has been 50-point blowouts. Here's one for you last week, Mike. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Massillon, Ohio, always a powerhouse. Massillon, Ohio, 101. Sun Valley,
Idaho?
No, a suburb in Philadelphia, which is
it's misnamed.
Mike, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
All right then. All right.
They beat him 101-6.
I teed it up nicely for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I owe you for last week, so I'm here to serve.
73-6 at halftime, Mike.
Hey, we gave up 54 in the first half last
And the Mercer rule went into effect, and they still hung another.
Hey, we talked a lot about Abe Lemons last week. I have a special treat for everyone. We're going to have an Abe Lemons quote every basketball game this year. And believe me, I found more than we're going to have games. And they're tremendous. So,
and he is dead.
We should sell it. We should get it sponsored. The Abe Lemons quote of the game.
He was quotable. Noah Gillette,
he pounded it down to the 13-yard line. And this is Thomason all the way up to the 35.
Radishek on top.
Well, Noah kicked the stuffing out of that.
He sure did. And Noah Gillette makes a tackle along Radishek.
That was not Thomason. That was 9.
And guess what?
It was Matt Jordan, and he is down.
Yeah, he's down.
On the turf at the 37-yard line. So that's where the Red Hurricanes will start 1st and 10 at 3:38 left of the first quarter. And it's 21-8, Newcastle in the lead.
Mike, we've had some local teams score 100 points. Do you know that?
Okay.
1926, Apollo 131, Plumville nothing.
The old Plumville team. They were the Pits.
In 1923, Latrobe put the wood to Vandergrift.
Speaking of Latrobe,
100-0. Now, here's what makes that unique. Back in those days in the 20s, when you scored, check this out, you had the option to kick or receive.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think about that for a while. I think I'll take the ball again. Okay.
Okay, my update on Montour and Beaver is that I got an update from 1 minute ago that Montour will receive the opening kickoff. They must be starting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, or the Twitter sphere is late.
It could be. Who knows how late I'm getting everything up here. So that's what we have. And
under his own power, he came off.
Right, and that is, as we said, 9, Matt Jordan, not 3. I was close.
Mike, I never got to introduce the Highlands defense. Let me do that for you real quick. Left end is 59, Max Weston. Right end, 75, Daniel Timmons. Your tackle, 72, Ethan Jones. 50, Jeremiah Nelson. Linebacker, 33, Noah Gillette. Middle linebacker, 44, Cam Taylor. And the right linebacker, number 8, Elijah Fondrick, will get the defensive backfield.
We have officials timeout here. I don't know what this is about. He's running to the near side to talk to the head linesman.
28, Brandon Jocham is left corner. Right corner is number 4, Deshaun Hawley. Your safeties, 14, Seth Cohen, and number 9, Gabe Booker.
I have no idea what this is all about. This is a 2-man discussion in front of us on the 35, and I guess
it's right in front of the girder here, so
Wes Howe has all he needs, and we'll be good to go. Now he's talking to the Newcastle backfield. He's talking to Thomason and McKnight.
3:38 to go. Plenty of scoring in the first quarter. 59 on the board.
I am right behind the girder. Shades of McKechnie Field. Thomason busted up through the middle, up over the 35, where he's knocked down by Noah as he gets to the 39-yard line.
Radishek and Weston also in on the assist.
2nd down and 6. What the Rams need now is a stop.
Yep.
Turnovers have hurt. Set up with a short porch on one and a pick 6 on the other.
And taking the opening kick, Newcastle gets it back. Start the second half.
They started on the Highlands 18 in the 50 and scored on a pick 6. Again, the field position thing. 2nd down. This is Sam's in motion. He gets it on Jet. Breaks a tackle, but they finally bring him down just across the 40. Brought down by Max Weston, who gets up. And now we have
penalty marker.
Flags down. Are they going to get Highlands for being a little bit too rambunctious?
Well, curb your enthusiasm. Chandler says no.
It's on Newcastle. Chandler saw that.
Good job, Chandler.
What number was it, Chandler? Did you see? He didn't. Okay. So that's a 15-yarder against the Hurricanes, and that'll put them back.
And that's maybe.
Is that a post-possession foul, too, is my next call. The Sticks still have third. So that would even be better.
Yep.
They're going to mark the ball back at the 21. And it's going to be third down and 24. To 26, I'm sorry. Third and 19.
Now we got whistles all over the place, Mike.
What's he want the down? He's telling the sideline he wants it third. It was post-possession, so that's a good piece of officiating by Wes Howe.
Yeah.
And here we go, third down 19. Will the Hurricanes throw it for the first time tonight?
It looks that way, Mike. Yep.
And McKnight rolls near side of the field. Here they come after him. Oh, little Fran Tarkenton.
How about
and he just dumps
there?
it.
No, Mike.
And then they're going to call grounding, I think.
Yep.
Boy, every time we come up here, we have intentional grounding, Dean. Unbelievable.
Two big linemen in front of him, Mike.
That was just, you know what? Just get out of here. I don't blame him. So it's spot foul.
But not loss of down.
It is loss of down, and it's 5 yards.
I thought any personal fouls.
No.
I thought it should be. So when can it be loss of down? Let's go over that.
This intentional grounding is basically it, or legal forward pass.
Also personal foul, right?
No, personal foul is not. Personal foul is an automatic first down the other way.
Oh, okay.
So that puts the ball back at the 9. So the loss, Dean, you're going to have to pretty much give a team sack on that.
Yeah.
To the 14, so it's -7.
From the end zone.
Fourth down and Youngstown.
Straight up in the air.
Thomason punts it straight up in the air. The Rams just need to get out of the way, and they're going to start in Newcastle territory. It's out of bounds at the 43-yard line, and maybe the worm has turned a little bit.
Yeah.
First down Highlands at the Newcastle 43, 2:30 left first quarter.
We're going to get the play in front of the girder, Mike.
Highlands will take over first and 10 at the Newcastle 43.
Crazy turn of events there. Newcastle started on their 35 and gave it up from their 9. Couple of penalties.
They cooperated that time, no doubt about it. Now let's see if Highlands can get something going here.
21-8. Newcastle scored the first 21. Christ to the near side of the field. Booker and Loveland to the left. Cohen has two backs, Taylor and Gillette. Gillette the wing.
Looks like they're powering up, Mike. Yep.
Give it to Taylor. It worked so well before, and Taylor's on his way through the middle. Inside the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. That's going to be another Highlands first down, I do believe.
No, Gillette shook up on a play, Mike. He's going to have to come out. Oh, he can't even move, Mike. Doggone it.
Well, that's no good. And you know there's nobody tougher than that. It's a 10-yard gain by Cameron.
Didn't get to see what happened there. Doggone it. Cam now, 6 attempts, 46 yards. And Noah's in a lot of pain down
He is.
Yeah.
He definitely is.
Trust me, he tried to walk it off and then he collapsed. Mike Rizzo out there. Hannah DeBoer. Looks like Coach Girardi's out there too, Mike. I think that's either Johnny or Seth over top of him.
Everybody's making their way up. I think it started to rain. Yep.
All right, here they all come. Don't get in front of the camera, please.
That was getting up.
It was misting about 6 o'clock when I was checking field condition.
And Noah needs help to get off, and that's a left leg problem.
Yeah, it's Johnny walking over with him too, Mike.
Well, that's no good.
No.
Not at all. Well, it's first down Highlands at the 33 as the rain starts to fall. Well, it worked in the Beaver game. Maybe it can work again.
It was funny. I was checking field conditions, and it's an artificial surface, but we didn't know if that was new or old. It's definitely not been fixed, that's for sure.
No, not in a long time anyway.
called for rain later, Mike, but it's here early.
It's going to get very cold. We're supposed to get some snow Saturday night. Cohen fires, and Kreis comes in to get it and takes it down to about the 25-yard line. Gain of about 8.
All right, now we're definitely in girder time.
Second down along 2.
We apologize for the girder. There's nothing we can do about it.
Taylor's the sidecar. And now Cohen's going to keep it. And Cohen dances through the middle. 15 and down to the 10-yard line. It's first down.
15 for Seth. That's 3 for 55. And the Golden Rams are going to start off first and goal on this trip.
See what they do with the sticks. They are down. It's first and goal at the 10-yard line. Rams trailing at 21-8. And Cohen is back. He looks. He fires it for the end zone. Almost intercepted. And tipped by Holly. And he catches it for the touchdown. It was nearly picked off, and it landed into the waiting arms of Deshaun Holly for a Highlands touchdown.
Nice job of concentrating by Deshaun with that ball in the air, Mike. The old tip drill come through. And now Highlands will probably go for 2 again.
So Holly caught it. And all the points here in this first quarter again. 1:14 to go.
Give the kids credit for coming back, Mike. Trailing 21-0.
Loveland ran it in the first time. Cohen under center. He's back. He looks. He fires, and it's incomplete. He tried to get it to DJ again quickly. Looked like Seth had a little bit of trouble with the exchange that time. Ball wet now. So the score is now 21-14. That's right where it would be anyway.
And oh, by the way, it's still the first quarter.
Oh, yeah. Not going anywhere? Many companies can give you car insurance quotes, but only Nationwide backs it up with dedicated licensed professionals and superior claim service. Mel and John at the Boucher Agency want to make sure insuring your new teen driver is a stress-free experience. Make sure to talk to Nationwide's Young Driver Discount with John and Mel that when you compare them, no one would beat their rates for the young drivers. Call your hometown Nationwide agents, John and Mel, at 724-224-4300, and they'll help choose the coverage that's right for your family. They have evening and Saturday hours for your convenience. Remember, in the AK Valley, the Bouchers and Nationwide are on your side.
John called me today, Mike, concerned about J.C. Bowser, and want to let everybody know out there what a quick study she was, how hard she worked at honing her craft, and what a delight she was to work with. And John was pretty upset when he heard she wasn't going to be able to play the last 2 games. And
look who's kicking off. Noah Gillette.
He's out there. God bless him. That's something.
He kicked a rocket the first time.
He's one tough kid.
And he boots it. And it's going to come down to the 19-yard line. And this is same man. This is Jordan. Now he's back too. So we had 2 good newses there, huh? Yep. Both players that were hurt. So Jordan's back. He brings it up to the 39, and that's where Newcastle will start first and 10. Let's see if the Highlands defense can continue this, as Newcastle scored 3 quickly, and the Rams have answered with 2.
Brock White on the tackle, Mike. Good to see him back out there too, returning from injury.
Right, he was ran the ball quite a bit last week in the second half against South Fayette, so that was good to see, freshman. First down, Red Hurricanes on their 39-yard line. They lead at 21-14.
And, Mike, you notice the defensive line waits to see formation before they decide who's going where.
Which side? Yep. This is McKnight, left side, has some room. Turns a corner 50, down the sideline and out of bounds into Highlands territory.
We just make it too easy for him, Mike. That corner, once he turns, there's got to be somebody in line there, and there's nobody.
18 yards. You know, here's an interesting thing, too. We talk about field position. Newcastle's leading 21-14. That's their 3rd first down. Highlands has 6.
The stats were funny last week at halftime. Looks like they're going to go that way this time, too.
1:01 still remaining first quarter. A 45-minute first quarter. two backs in front of McKnight. He's going to use them as blockers.
Straight
outside
ahead.
of the right. Gets inside the 40 and down to the 38. Johnny complaining he was held, but there's no call there. Max Weston got in there to make the stop as he gets to the 39-yard line.
Max now with his 4th tackle here. Has a sack to go along with that. Only a junior. He'll be back next year. And remember, next year it's going to be 6 home, 4 on the road. We're going to flip the schedule.
And we get the visit of our 4 road games. We get to go to 3 places we've never been.
How about that?
This is Thomason. Rams trying to fight the ball out of there.
Johnny jumped on a pile.
Johnny jumped over the top of the pile. Looked like his brother Allen there.
He did.
9-yard pickup by Thomason, and that's first down.
Max Weston, Caleb Radishek in on the play too. So where haven't we been, Mike?
Well, we have not been to Beaver.
No.
We have not been to Latrobe. I mean, we've been to the stadium, but we've not been there to do a game. And we've not been to the new stadium at Blackhawk.
Well, how about that? Yeah, Blackhawk has a new stadium because their stadium got condemned, remember?
Right. And we played at Geneva last year, which was beautiful.
Boy, they fed us good up there. I know that.
They did. It was a good Saturday evening, which was fun to do a game on Saturday. And, yeah, that was a good time. That's the end of the first quarter here at Taggart Stadium with the score. The Newcastle Red Hurricanes 21 and the Highlands Golden Rams 14.
Well, Mike, it was an eventful first quarter, that's for sure. How many times you see 35 points get on the board in the first quarter? Again, lots of scoring this year in the WPIL, and Golden Rams have done their share. Like I said, in the 2-game win streak, we averaged 48 points a game. In the 2-game losing streak, we give up 51 points a game.
Yeah, we've given up 102 the last 2 weeks.
Interesting tonight, too, Mike, is you know we're going to have a non-conference game our last week for senior night. West A is playing North A. That should be a big game, yes?
Yes.
2 teams, both top of their conference in 5A and 6A. Neither coach wants to play it.
No, I understand.
They've agreed to play a running clock.
8:42 left first quarter. Beavers 7, Montour nothing. Good news for the home folks here, not good news for us. 1st and 10 Newcastle at the 30.
So the coaches agreed to a running clock. Pelko and Walker, right? WPL got wind of it and said, no, you can't do that.
This is Thomason. Breaks it. Cohen grabs him, sort of, and finally throws him down at the 22.
Along with Johnny Kreis.
Now we get a timeout. The Highlands sideline, I
Penalty
think.
marker.
No, they're picking it up.
Yeah.
No foul. It's a 7-yard pickup for Thomason to the 23. So the Whippeal's not going to let them do it.
No.
So they really don't want to play that game, do they?
Well, they said there'll be early substitutions in that one.
Well, I'm wondering what we'll see from Latrobe next week. If they clinch a spot,
yeah, they
may want to rest some people.
Yep.
Possibility.
And they beat Plum up pretty good, and Plum beat us, but you can't compare scores.
Big line split there. Thomason tries to follow it and just barrels ahead and has a first down at the Highlands 17-yard line. Ethan Jones was carried down the field to make the stop, but that's another first down for the Hurricanes. This drive starting on their 39.
And Mike, you hate to say in the second quarter with 11:27 to go, this is big, but this is big.
This could be this is the drive of the season, really.
They've got to bear down here and find a way to stop this Newcastle Red Hurricane offense. Been very effective here. These short porches.
Look at the line split. Center to the left guard. And that's exactly where McKnight's going.
Yep.
Cuts it outside to the left. Tries to beat Hawley to the corner. He does. 5. Now he steps out of bounds at the 6. And Hawley's left to pick up after him.
Yeah, I mean, a handful of jerseys.
Ankle's broken there.
He actually made contact, but he just couldn't get him to the ground. If we were playing flag football, we would be really tough this year.
First and goal for Newcastle.
And they're discussing a penalty, Mike.
Yeah, they're in the Newcastle huddle.
But I guess there is no flag.
I don't see a flag. I think there might have been an equipment issue and referee sending Donnie Cade off the field.
There you go.
So it's 1st and goal at the 6, wide side of the field to the right. Now the wacky line splits to the left this time. Watch where the center is, and the left guard is just way off. There's room for another person. Thomason off the left side. Battles his way down to the goal line. He gets to the 1, and that's it.
Cam Taylor down there to keep him from crossing the goal line, along with Jeremiah Nelson and Ethan Jones.
2nd and goal at the 1. And this drive, all runs. This is the 8th play.
Hasn't really passed the ball yet, has he?
They haven't at all. They haven't had to.
One time he tried, it was intentional ground.
Yeah, exactly. 2nd and goal. McKnight runs. Oh, he ran into his own man. He ran right into Thomason. Thomason tried to get in front of him to lay the block, and it just led Highlands players to him. And Gillette was in there to lay him down.
Along with Daniel Timmons, they'll get credit for a sack. And that was big, Mike.
Put it back at the 3. 3rd and goal. I'm sure it's 4-down territory for 7th-year coach Joe Cowart.
See what they come up with on this play. It's a biggie.
McKnight's going to sprint to the left, tries to get to the corner, and does. Touchdown.
You know what Gillette got there, Mike, but unfortunately it was too late.
So Demetrius McKnight did most of the work there, along with Josh Thomason, all of it on the ground. It's his 2nd touchdown run of the night. It is the fireworks capital of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Zambelli.
Braden Cartwright is on to try the point, with Josh Thomason holding at the post to our right. As a light rain falls at Newcastle tonight. The kick is on its way, and it is good.
Cartwright's kick is good with 9:22 left.
9:22 left, 2nd quarter. Newcastle 28 and Highlands 14. And we have a flag now. Let's see what this is all about. They're talking about Newcastle. To Newcastle. Rain's picking up a little too. You know, why don't they just ask the coach? It would go so much faster.
Yeah.
Highlands was offside, I believe. So probably just put that on the kickoff. No, it's a
personal foul.
It's a peel back. It's one of those peel black book calls. So that's 15 yards on the kickoff.
And that'll pin us back deeper, unfortunately. Gives me a chance to talk about Ron Gillette Incorporated. They're a registered contractor certified in PA state inspections and emissions. I need one by the end of the month. I'm coming soon. Call Gillette's today for your towing, paving, excavating, hauling, demolition, and yes, snow removal needs. It's coming too. Ron Gillette Inc. is fully licensed, insured, and bonded, certified, and owns all its state-of-the-art equipment. And the Gillettes are proud to enjoy a A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Phones answer 24/7, 365 days a year for emergency services. And as always, it's person to person. Call 724-226-1222. Find them on the web at rongilletteinc.com or at Facebook, Ron Gillette Inc. Towing and More. Ron Gillette Inc., the AK Valley's leader in towing and services since 1955.
The penalty was against Newcastle, had it backwards 15 yards, so they'll kick off from the 25.
That should give us better field position.
28-14, Red Hurricanes lead it. They're where they need to be right now, and that other game is going their way. This is Taylor at the 36, 40, and up to the 49-yard line, and going down low, which is a really good idea, is Trent Kimbrough, the man who's had 2 interceptions tonight.
All right, Golden Rams start out with a good field position, Mike, and they have to answer that score.
They're going to give him the 50. 14-yard return by Cameron Taylor. He hasn't had many kickoff returns this year, that's for sure. First down, Highlands. Booker and Loveland to the right. Christ to the near side of the field. Handed to Taylor. And Taylor's met in the hole this time and doesn't get much. Maybe a yard into Newcastle territory. Down there for the Hurricanes was Lucas Prowl, the sophomore defensive tackle. Cam with 47 yards on 7 carries. Cohen with 56. And somehow in this antique press box, I've gotten a splinter.
Ooh.
Cohen is back. He looks. Going to heave it deep. He's got Booker down there. And
yes, he made the catch.
He made the catch as he inbounds.
That's
the problem was.
Now he's rolling him out of bounds.
The referee.
Yeah, how can he
couldn't have made the call.
Couldn't have made the call. He was getting pushed. He was out of bounds. The referee. I don't know about Gabe. We'll have to look at that again on replay, Mike. I find shards of glass. You're finding splinters.
Maybe that's what I got. Maybe it's glass.
Ew,
there's something in there. And
ooh.
I'll have to dig out the cheaters at halftime and see if I can.
Oh boy.
This isn't Canada, fellas.
Yep. That did look like Canada.
It did look like Canada, didn't it? The Highlands Rough Riders against the
Saskatchewan
Newcastle Blue Bombers.
There you go.
5 yards against the Rams for false start. They'll put it back at the 44.
Makes it 3rd and 14.
14 to go.
Yeah. They move this time, right? We keep moving that pumpkin up and down.
If you wondered why each of these why Newcastle's 1-4 and Highlands is 2-4 in conference, you can see why.
Points are plenty, mistakes are plenty too.
3rd and 9 again. We liked it so much, we'll try it again.
Let's get Noah to circle out of the backfield.
Cohen is back.
There he is.
There's the blitz. Cohen rolls right and throws and into the ground. He had Loveland over there.
He did.
I think he might have been a little bit concerned about the Drew Cox coverage, though. If he'd have gotten that one up where it needed to be, it might have been dangerous. 4th down, and the Rams will have to punt it again. Well, this is the place on the field where shenanigans might be in store here.
Newcastle coaches hard, and they have 12 guys on the field.
Yeah, Kimbrough needs to come off, and they got him off, so that took care of it.
He was hard.
It's so frustrating when they know. And Johnny Christ punts it. Oh, off the side of his foot.
That one, a little weeble wobble and coming back, Mike.
It is going backwards. Did Newcastle touch it over there is my question. They came running by it, but it's going to be dead at the 43-yard line.
Guess it's down again, Mike.
A 6-yard punt.
No, Gillette again. Trying to rough it out, Mike, but something's bothering for sure. Looks like lower body again.
You wonder if he's cramping.
That would be best case scenario.
It would be. He's going to get up. He could be. I mean, he could be because he came back so quickly.
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
Get him some fluids. A lot of energy going on out there, and a long trip up here and a long day for these kids, and a lot going on.
We came up on the bus, and I'm cramping too, Mike. Those seats are really short. How about our bus driver? Look at a bobblehead guy.
He had some great shocks on that seat. That was a Mopar, I think. 1st down, Newcastle on their 43. 8:13 to go, first half. Red Hurricanes 28, Highlands 14. Newcastle scored the first 3 scores, taking advantage of 2 Highlands turnovers to do it. The Rams scored twice, and now it's 28-14. The Rams could use a turnover themselves.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about the field position. Coming into this game, Highlands was +1 in takeaways. So that wasn't the big problem with the big field position swings. But now Newcastle is running the ball at Highlands and dominating the line of scrimmage. And McKnight's just going to carry it near side of the field. Here he comes, 45-50. Still going to the Highlands 44-yard line. Rolled down by Taylor.
But yeah, he's way downfield before first contact.
7 and
Brought down by Johnny Christ.
7, 14.
Talking about bobbleheads, Mike. Got something from the Pitt basketball team.
About Bill Hillgrove?
Yes.
It's a football game. It's
football?
It's football. It's a Virginia Tech game in 2 weeks.
Either football or basketball, though, when you're having your broadcast, there's a bobblehead. That doesn't say good things.
I want one of those. I have an inside line on one of those. I know somebody that knows Bill Hillgrove. I got a chance to get one of those.
I gave you a Bob Prince one, didn't I?
You gave me the Arnold Palmer one, which I thank you for profusely. That's the greatest.
Oops. I got a Bob Prince one, too.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom of the pile is 52. That's Joaquin Roman. He looks like he's hurt.
Couple as
Johnny Christ also down there. And I'll have you know that Arnold Palmer bobblehead came from Arnold Palmer's birthday party.
In the suite. You're hanging out with Jim Nance, weren't you?
Yes.
Hello, friends.
I would like to say I was invited, but I crashed. But Arnie, the great guy didn't seem to mind. And Jim Nance did take a picture with me that night, yes.
2nd down and 3.
Him and Arnie were really good friends.
McKnight.
They're
definitely holding Jeremiah Nelson. Flag is down.
Finally.
McKnight to the near side of the field and looking to go down the sideline. He's going all the way for a touchdown.
Back.
As long as the Rams don't make any penalties, this one's coming back.
Yep. Right at the
Jeremiah Nelson, then it took 2 guys to hold him, too.
Yep. They had a fistful of Jeremiah.
That'll bring it back to the 45, where the flag is. So it'll go to the other 45. And be 2nd down.
Holding against Newcastle.
And 22. .6:42 remaining, first half. Newcastle 28, Highlands 14.
And it looks like people are starting to move back up again, Mike.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Nice overhang here for us.
Grandstand, old-fashioned grandstand.
Yep. Girder City.
From the 45 of Newcastle this time. Handed to Thomason. Thomason with a crack across the 50.
Fumble. There it is.
Now they did strip it out.
Got it.
Did Highlands come up with it?
Noah Gillette stripped it out there. Let's see who has the ball.
Rams have been trying to do that all night.
And
a lot of Rams pointing.
And
they're still digging at the bottom of that pile.
And who's at the bottom? Seth Cohen come out with it.
He did.
Fumble recovered by Highlands.
There you go. Not often do you see your quarterback come up with a fumble recovery, Mike, but Seth is a tough kid. He was down at the bottom of that pile, and believe me, there was pushing and shoving going on down there. All righty, we're right back into the thing.
All right, so there's the turnover we were asking for a moment ago. At the Highlands 37, it's 1st and 10. They trail it by 2 touchdowns, and we know they have an offense that's capable of making those up. Empty set this time and 5 wide receivers. Cohen straight back and throws it, and it's caught on a little curl by Loveland up at the 42.
Falling pass is complete to DJ Loveland.
2nd and 5. Cohen only 32 yards through the air.
Yeah, the completions have been short.
On 6 attempted. Johnny Christ to the near side.
Actually has 6 completed, Mike, out of 12.
Loveland, Jocham, and Holly to the far side. Going to run a draw, and this is going to be Cohen off to the left side. Here he comes. 45-50. Newcastle 45, first down, pushed into the Hurricanes bench at the 43-yard line.
15. Gives Seth now 4 rushes, 70 yards, Mike.
See, the official there, when he was asking for the ball, was telling the Newcastle players in the sideline to get back, which I like a lot better than dropping a flag.
The old get back warning.
1st and 10 Highlands on the Newcastle 43.
Empty backfield.
Booker and Jet.
There he goes.
And Booker gets it to the far side. Going to cut it. Oh, no, he's not.
Boy.
He's hit hard, but good body lean. A good job by him to get Payne Prowl, move him forward, and get it back to the line of scrimmage. That's a great no-yard game.
Yep, that was a jet series that didn't take off, Mike.
I always thought we should have run jet sweeps with Jermaine Jet. We never did.
All right, we get trips to the right. Johnny out here in single coverage, Mike. And now we go empty backfield. Booker in the slot. Throw it up to Johnny. Let's see what happens.
And Newcastle jumps.
There we go.
Into the neutral zone with Jalen Cox.
Yeah.
That's a free 5.
And that's their 5th penalty for 40 yards, Mike. They're trying to help.
Second and 5 now, Highlands at the Newcastle 38.
Look at that, Mike. Johnny out in the island.
Cohen's going to run it. Gets outside to the right. 35. Cuts it. 30. First down out of bounds at the Newcastle 27.
Dante Burnett, Mike, has got a lot of responsibility dealing with Johnny out there.
Rams have already run it for 128 yards in this first half.
How many you give him on that one?
10 to the 28. And Newcastle's already run it for over 170 yards. Why is the game taking so long if there's all this running?
Yes, you think so.
Well, the second quarter zipped along. Cohen fires. Christ has it down the sideline 20. Head down to the 15-yard line.
Pass was complete to DJ Love to Tony Christ. Christ brought down by Dante Burnett.
13 yards. It's the longest completion of the night. 3 for Johnny tonight for 29. Johnny, our leading receiver, 36 catches on the year. First down at the 15.
45 yards now passing for Seth.
Going back again. Here they come. Gets away, and he gets thrown down. Ball's down. The sack off the blitz by Payne Prowl, the senior outside linebacker. But there's a marker down at the 17-yard line. Let's see what this is all about.
Maybe habeas grabius on their part?
I think it's possible Highlands might have left early, but let's see. I'm sure Newcastle will take the play if that's the case. A loss all the way back to the 27. That's the first heat they've got on Seth all night long. They had to bring a blitz to do it. They want to talk to Highlands about it? That'd be good news. Now he's coming all the way back over here.
He looks like he's very confused himself. Yeah. West Powell bouncing around. Holding declined.
There's on Highlands. Well, no kidding. Of course they're going to take this out. Oh, goodness. 12-yard loss. Second down, 22. Play action, fake, and Cohen got the screen out here to the left of Christ, and there was something there, and Johnny dropped it. That was a well-designed play, and there might have been some room there for Johnny. Had some blockers.
3rd and 23, Mike, and we're in Fort On territory. Maybe get half it back. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. The line to gain is the 5. And that's what that play was designed to do, was to get a chunk of it.
Right.
Well, one sack gets you behind the chains and changes everything.
Yep. Johnny again with single coverage, upper left-hand side, Mike.
Cohen is back. Here they come. They got him. He fumbles. Newcastle has it at the 41-yard line as it's picked up by Jalen Cox.
Had a little bit of everything here tonight, Mike. None of it very good.
And a little bit of everything, including the third Highlands turnover. And that's a killer.
Yeah, we need to come out with something, Mike.
Well, they turned up the heat after Cohen was able to sit back there. And that turnover is a big one.
Dante Barnett's up on that island, Mike. He's 5'11" against 6'6" Johnny Christ. But you got to be able to get the ball to him. Highlands did not do it that time.
Everything going Newcastle's way so far. They have a 2-touchdown lead, and they have the result that they like in the Beaver Montour game so far, with Beaver leading at 7-0.
And they'll get the ball to start the second half.
And now McKnight wants to throw it. He's going to fire. He got a man wide open. Payne Prowl, 30, 20, and he's all the way to the 12-yard line. Their first pass, first completed, and it's a big one. They hit him on the quick change for 48 yards.
And boy, was he open, Mike.
First and 10, Newcastle at the Highlands 11-yard line.
First down at the 11. And it's those sudden change plays that become really in vogue here the last couple years. And you want to hit right after you get a turnover, and that's what they did.
They sure did.
Terry Bradshaw used to do that. It's not that in vogue, huh?
McKnight going to run up.
And he's going to be hit by Jeremiah Nelson, and down he goes.
McKnight on the keeper.
The big sophomore was waiting.
Haas. It's going to be a loss in the play?
So we have a Haas, and they have a Cartwright.
How about that? Haas
nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
Well, we do.
Loss of 1.
Look it up. Haas Cartwright. That's your assignment. Google it.
91 yards on the ground for McKnight. The clock is at 3:10. Second down, 11. Newcastle on the 12-yard line of Highlands. And they give it to Thomason. Thomason's hitting the backfield by Johnny Christ, and down he goes at the 15-yard line.
Down by Johnny Christ.
Christ and Timmons on that stop.
3rd and 14. Rams have to stop them. The wind is whipping pretty good from right to left. Flag starched out pretty good. It is in Newcastle's face right now.
Kind of in a valley here, huh, Mike?
Yeah. Kind of a little ravine the stadium's built into. Really cool old school feel to it.
Yep, middle time.
And McKnight is back. He looks, he throws it, and it's incomplete. Deshaun Hawley did the leap. The intended receiver was Trent Kimbrough. Is there a flag over there? There's one in the backfield. It might have been a little late hit on Highlands. Let's see.
I didn't see anything, but maybe they did.
No, because, well, it is roughing the passer against Highlands. Mm-hmm. Well, it had to be, because if they hit him, it had to be late, because when he let go of the ball, there was nobody near him, so that hurts.
Yep.
And another undisciplined penalty.
Just when you think you have, Mike.
Half the distance. And they go spot foul on these. So it should put it to 12 and a half.
Got down at the 8.
No, they did it half the distance from the line of scrimmage. At the 8-yard line. Now, did they move the change? Have they made it first down or not?
Got 3rd down on the change.
Okay, still 3rd down. Shouldn't it be first? You know.
Yeah, they're trying to fix it up now.
Again,
West is running around like
we've been taught that personal fouls bring an automatic first down, and that's the only thing that does. And it should be a 1st and goal. So let's see if they fix it.
There you go, Michael. You got it right. Don't challenge Mike Pavlik when it comes to the rules.
1st and goal, Newcastle on the 8. Stupid rat. Exactly. And the give is to Devin Sams, 43, and the Rams are gang tackling him as he takes it inside the 10 as Jeremiah Nelson and Johnny Christ team up.
Initial hit by Noah Gillette.
Just so you know, it's not just us to complain about the officials.
Noah's tackling the ball.
The game, a loss of 2, back to the 10. Clock is winding, 1:44 left first half.
And Newcastle doesn't seem to be any rush.
Demetrius McKnight back out there. Now we have whistles. Who's going to call timeout here? Someone is.
Wes is. I hope he has his Fitbit on, Mike. He's got his 10,000 steps in.
Well, he could use it.
That's what I want for my birthday. I told Kenny, give me a Fitbit.
Now it's an official timeout, and now Wes is going to come over and talk to the Highlands sideline. I have no idea what this is. And the problem is the girder's in the way. He's talking to Dom Girardi, of course. I really don't know when Dom is in any humor to hear any of this right now.
I'm going to put my glasses on to have a better angle here, Mike. I don't have the girder.
It's a one-way conversation right now.
Mark Kanzanowicz stepping in there, too, along with
and now Dom's getting his say in. I have no idea what this is. But they think they tackled him too hard? I'd like to tackle them more often.
We have Frank Girardi and Frankie Girardi down there, too, and he's hiding behind Dad.
All right, now Wes looks like he wants to have a discussion with Joe Coward, is he? Yes.
Yeah, it looks like we're putting,
I think this is the enough. I think this is the enough of the crap. I think that's I think that's what this is.
We don't have Mike down there, unfortunately.
And there's Joe and the official, Joe Coward.
All right.
7th-year man coaching here.
Settle down, young man.
I think that's what that was. I really do. 2nd and goal at the 10.
We'll have to go back on YouTube and see what happened on that play, because not only was there...
Oh, goodness gracious. Is this a flag on the Highlands sideline? Are you serious?
Don't tell me Frankie did something wrong.
They blew the whistle. The official standing nearest to Coach Girardi threw a penalty flag.
I'm looking now.
And now here they go over there. I got a better look over Chandler's shoulder into the viewfinder.
Oh, boy.
So let's see what this is all about. Is it a get back? Now, I don't know how you can call a get back when his back was to the play. I don't know that. They didn't bump into anybody because they were all down past the bench.
Yeah.
And I can't see the ref at all to get any kind of an indication because he's still talking to Dom, as we've had.
Putting the kids on ice, Mike, literally.
And get them wet. I think the rain looks like it stopped. Just been showery tonight.
Now we get the referee over there talking to Dom.
Right, he's been.
And Johnny. And once again, you see Frankie creeping into the picture. He wants an explanation too. Resplendent in his tassel cap tonight.
You can see.
There you go, Frank.
He's walking back, and
we're getting all that for get back, Mike.
Was that what that was?
He's waving, but get back.
Well, again, my question is, when your back is to them, how do they know?
It was one of the referees on the side.
Yeah, but he was way down here. Yeah. He's standing on the 10-yard line. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah. That was just a warning, though. That wasn't a penalty. That was just a warning, because we needed that 15 minutes.
We return to later action
in the same series of play.
It's 2nd and 11.
It's 2nd and goal for Newcastle. Josh Thomason carries it, and he ran over his own man. He did. He ran right up the back of Antonio Ryan, his junior right tackle, and that's really who brought him down.
Max Weston will get credit for the tackle. That's his 8th here in the first half.
So it's 3rd and goal for the Hurricanes. Or as Francisco Lindor says on that MLB commercial, Hurricanes.
Inside of a minute.
Huracan. Twins out to the right this time. 3rd and goal. They've thrown one pass, and that's what's gotten them down here on this series. Now Thomason's going to sweep it to the left. Cuts it. Rams are waiting, and down he goes at the 6-yard line.
Gillette jumped on his back.
So it's 4th down and decision time for Joe Coward at 25 seconds left of the first half.
I don't think there's much of a decision here, Mike.
He had a goofy angle, too. Cartwright can kick, though. Remember, they need every point, and they need every point they can get.
Coward's going to call timeout, it looks like.
He's going to let it go all the way down, and this is going to be the last play of the 3 seconds. And he does, and this will be the last play of the first half at 3 seconds to go, and that's a good job by him with time management. So the only problem is that if there was some sort of a penalty, they've run out of time. So I think they're kicking.
Yeah, it looks like they're kicking it, Mike.
And they're going to bring in Braden Cartwright. Maybe Haas can block Cartwright's kick.
There you go.
Wouldn't that just be the fitting end of the first half?
The end of the first half. That would be good.
Well, in the game here last week, we talked about it. On the last play of the half, Demetrius McKnight on a 95-yard pick six ran it all the way back and gave Newcastle the lead and had a big momentum change. Turned out Knock ended up winning because they had a bunch of field goals. Josh Goldscheider kicked 3 field goals, a school record for Knock. And that's why they won that game. And they're kind of waiting around to see what happens, too, as their conference season is finished.
Yeah, they got 2 exhibition games at the end. Weird.
And they are set where they are right now, just waiting to see how this all shakes out to see if they can somehow get in. So Thomason will hold it. The Rams have blocked a couple.
Slight breeze into the face.
Right. But the problem is the angle. This is a 23-yarder.
Yeah, they didn't do any favors there, but...
No, he could have run it to the middle. At the post to our right, Dom's going to ice him.
Literally.
Timeout, Highlands.
How much tape do we have on that first disc, Mike?
We'll make it. B&J Sports, located at 1605 Freeport Road, Natrona Heights, has been outfitting our local teams and the great sports fans of the AK Valley for more than 45 years. When it comes to all your sporting goods needs, look no further than B&J Sports. This is actually faster than last week. Glenn Mills and his friendly staff provide that personal touch, from customized high school jackets, team uniforms, trophies, plaques, any kind of sports equipment. You just can't beat the service at B&J Sports. They're open 9 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 till noon on Saturday. So stop in today or give Glenn a call at 724-226-2762. 5 decades says it all. B&J Sports.
How old am I? I'm asking how much tape we have in there that we're using discs now. You used to use tape. Remember the old VHS tape?
And then we used big 3/4 inchers.
Drop it off in New Kensington. The good old days. Billy Joe would play it back the next morning.
Nothing like Constitution Boulevard at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. So here we go.
Hit and run.
Literally. Thomason will hold it. Cartwright will kick it. It's 23 yards. It's a high snap. He gets it down. The kick is on its way. Has plenty of distance, and it is no good.
He iced him all right.
He iced him. That's the end of the first half here in Newcastle with the score. Highlands trailing Newcastle. It's Newcastle 28, Highlands 14. We'll be back with stats and more right after this.